Oh, another day on the trails in the mountains. Today I'm just walking. Whoa. Oh, the things you see in nature. Natalia and I are planning to do a little trail marathon in June because in our region of Perez de León, Costa Rica, there's a new race that was announced. This is their first year, so we thought, hey, why not take that sign to do a marathon. Last time I did a trail marathon or a marathon in general was in 2016 or 17. So it's time to push ourselves again. And we've been running a lot, but today is a recovery day, so I'm just walking on the trails today. It's important if you're an exercise addict like myself to build in gentle recovery days, or else you'll get injured and you just won't get as strong if you push yourself every damn day. Gotta rest and recover. So, but this video is about love. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Natalia and I's first together. I'm not a big holiday person in general, so we didn't do anything special or spectacular. But Natalia is the realest relationship I've ever been in. And I've learned so much with her and from her about love, relationships, and using this experience to compare about previous experiences with love and relationships that have really informed me a lot about the concept of love and partnership and the good, the bad, the ugly, the experiences, what is to learn from our love experiences. Nos vemos. My neighbor buddy Javier working with his cows. So love, it's really like food. It's an essential nutrient. We need it to survive and be our best selves. But sometimes the tastiest food in the moment is not the best food for us to eat every day long term. And even though eating a chocolate cake or candy at every moment sounds like the best thing in that moment, if you do that, you're gonna have serious repercussions, and that's just what love is like. We are animals, so in our minds, we get triggered and look at people that we think we have the potential to have love or sexual interactions with. I think we look at it a lot like food. Ooh, this one looks tasty in this moment. But you got to think deeper if you're looking to find a partner in real love about what are the repercussions of this person or interaction and what is really serving you long term in what you're looking for. So love can be manipulative, or you can manipulate yourself around love. That's something I learned. It's so easy to get attracted to somebody for whatever reason. Physical, you like the way they act in certain situations, whatever. And then you get so attached to it that you start to tell yourself that it's good or that it should work, even though the signs in your real life are proving that not to be true. So I guess my first little tip is constantly, when you're pursuing love or you're in an interaction with a person that you think you could love and you're looking for it to work long term, ask yourself, whoa, look at the skeleton of this snake. Everyone you love is gonna die. How about that, my friends? How crazy is that? And this snake reminds us of that. So you also have to be non-attached to your love at all times. But that'll be the second tip. The first tip is to constantly evaluate and question yourself and your partner as to if you are the right match for each other. Why not? And some of you say, oh no, that's sad if you should constantly be asking yourself if this person's right or wrong for you, even if you've been together for like a year, like Natalia and I have been. I disagree. I think you should always question it, and you should ask yourself, and you should look at your relationship at every moment, because we all deserve the best form of love with each other. You should constantly ask yourself if you're being served in this relationship, if you're growing properly in this relationship, because it's so easy to get tied into a partnership that no longer is serving you. You build up resentments, passive aggressive energy, but you're so scared to end the relationship for whatever reason because of attachment. You just want to keep things smooth, and you end up going into something that you could be experiencing it so much fuller and better, maybe with another person. So constantly question. Don't ever get comfortable in your relationship where you're not thinking about it. Always question if this is the right partner for you, because guess what? Half of people that commit to each other in marriage these days end up getting divorced. And if you instead are constantly evaluating it and seeing love as a light-hearted thing that can evolve and change, like this whole idea of this monogamous, we found each other and we exchanged rings and we'll be together forever. That's great. I want that in my life. But, so this goes into part 2. You have to go into a relationship in true love with that sentiment that it's all gonna work out and you'll keep growing together and you're a perfect partnership, while also being non-attached to it not working out that way. Because that's simply how half or most relationships end up. So when you're completely attached and you base your identity on somebody else, that can't work out well. You have to always see yourself as an independent being in a relationship. Evaluate your relationship, question it, make sure you both have honest communication. That'll be tip number 3, is brutal honesty. And also be non-attached to the outcome. I think the most beautiful love is the kind of love where you're not expecting your partner to even stay with you or keep loving you each day, and you instead appreciate every day you wake up still in love with this person and they still love you, and like be so grateful in that appreciation rather than taking it for granted. Brutal honesty. So far we have question and evaluate always. And if it turns out that they are the best person for you, then great. The questioning and evaluation will say, yes, they indeed are. And if it says that and if you get feelings that you're not the best for each other, then that's great too. So you can make moves and move on and pursue your best life. Again, number 2 was non-attachment, because it could go away and that's okay. We're all on this journey. And you can't base your happiness solely off of someone else. You're not even going to be the best partner if you do that. Number 3 is brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. It's probably the hardest one, because when you get in love with somebody, fall in love with somebody, and you're together, you want to protect them, you want them to feel good, and you also want them, you know that they have an image of who you are, and you don't want to disappoint them when your real demons come out. But what I've found is the more you hide and lie and don't share your brutal, honest truth, the more room for failure you have, because I think we are all crazy, messy, flawed beings in many ways. And if you aren't honest with your partner about your demons and the things you're struggling with, those things are going to come up. You won't feel comfortable to share it with them. You're going to have bad vibes. You're going to feel like you're lying to them, and stuff can turn out really nasty. So if this person you're with is truly your best partner, you should be able to share the craziest, gnarliest, deepest, darkest secrets or feelings you have, because you shouldn't be with someone who's going to judge you for your struggles in life or the things that you think. So one of the things that I do in my relationship with Natalia, and this honesty and communication kind of goes hand in hand. Just, you need to specifically schedule time in your relationship for open communication. Don't just let it come up when it needs to come up, when something is going down or you feel passive aggressive or resentful energy. Literally every maybe twice a month, I say with Natalia, hey, it's time for us to just sit down, breathe deep, maybe share some fruit together, look into each other's eyes and express the deepest, darkest or best feelings that we're having about life and each other right now. Just get deep, open it up, open the heart up and the mind up, and share what's inside of you in the strongest, most intense ways. What you're self-conscious about, what you're questioning, what you love about your partner, what you're annoyed about with your partner, and share that shit. Why not? The more you keep inside, the more that resentful energy is going to explode later in your relationship. So just vomit it all out onto your partner a couple times a month. I really believe that. Your deepest, darkest feelings, secrets, emotions. And that is medicine for a healthy relationship. You feel incredible after. So brutal honesty and communication. What else? Acts of service. You need to perform some acts of service for your partner. Hello, doggy. Hello. Because you have to ask yourself, how are you showing your partner that you care? And nothing feels better to you and to the other person when you take your time and energy and give it to somebody else. A partnership is about growing together and becoming the best versions of yourselves together. And so when you do an act of service just for your partner, whether that's helping them with a personal project or taking one of their chores or responsibilities and doing it, and you doing it for them instead, surprising them with something. If you don't do that, stuff's gonna fall flat, because then it's just you can almost get these feelings that the partner's using you or that you're not growing together and you're stagnant. So I guess those are my biggest recommendations on pursuing a good partnership. Perform acts of services together. And that's also a way that you'll know that this person's right for you and you're truly in love, because it'll feel good to do acts of services for them. If you do acts of services, you're sacrificing your own work and personal time for somebody else, and you feel bad about it, then you really got to question what this person means to you. So acts of service, brutal honesty and frequent vulnerable communication. Question your relationship always and ask yourself, is this serving both of us? And what was the other one? Question, honesty, communication, non-attachment. And be non-attached to it all the time. So appreciate every day that you're together, rather than expecting that it's always going to be like that. And I think with all that combination together, you can have really beautiful relationship. The biggest issue I've gotten into and I see people get into is when you get into a relationship with someone, you're not open and honest, you don't communicate, and you take for granted the relationship. Good luck with that one. So that's why I like to even mention to my partner that they're just free, that we're in this every day because we wake up and choose to be, rather than we're locked into something. And that's when the whole marriage and commitment gets interesting, because in my mind, yeah, I do want to get married. There's a traditional aspect of it and that I like and committing. But the only type of marriage I could have is one where, yeah, we do the thing and commit to it, but also we know for real though, like, how can we know the future of anything? So it's always like we're just free. We're free beings. You can't expect and be attached to your relationship to work forever, because simply statistically, a lot of them or most of them don't. And when you think it's always going to be that way, you're going to take it for granted. So I like to always be grateful that my relationship is intact rather than expect it to be intact. Let me know what you think about these recommendations or feelings about love. Please give me any tips or advice that you've experienced in your relationships around love. And I wish the best for all of you. Finding that love, being honest with yourself. Because really, the most important love is the love with yourself. For real. Sounds corny, but it's true. Another person will never give you the happiness and the love that you can give yourself. I really think that's true. It's probably the second best is the love you get from your partner. But if you don't love and appreciate and believe in yourself, you can't be a good partner and you can't let someone else into your life. So you gotta be in love with yourself and then find that partner who can help support you to grow and be your best self. And listen to your partner when they call out your shit. Listen to it, make changes, and see if it'll improve your life. That's been a big part of Natalia and I's relationship, is calling each other out on things we think each other can improve on, listening to that, implementing it, and we're almost always right with each other. When we see something that the other can work on and we call it out and both make those changes, we're both happier. So do that as well. Be open to grow. Peace.